Hello everyone, so welcome back to my channel. So today we will discuss an essay by Stephen Ian Locke, Marriage as a Social Institution. आज चाहिँ हामी स्टेफन इयन लकको म्यारिज एज अ सोशल इन्स्टिट्युसन भन्ने एसे माथि चाहिँ डिस्कसन गर्नेछौँ. So how marriage is a social institution भन्ने कुरालाई we will try to justify or we will certify how marriage is a social institution by Stephen Ian Locke. Okay, so but before we move ahead, if you are new to this channel and if you like my video, please do not forget to subscribe my channel, as your subscription and your so sharings and your comments, they highly motivate me, then they highly help me to grow up, so to reach more and more. So please, so do not forget to subscribe my channel. Okay, so my dear friends, now without wasting our time, so let's start our discussion. Okay, so here we will start from the very first point. How marriage is an institution. So how marriage is an institution. Marriage institution to ho. So but how? How marriage is some kind of so in the office. What so are the procedures or what are the rules that an office okay had. Similarly, what are the rules that a marriage or relationship of marriage has. Okay, so the author begins from this point. Marriage has rules. So the author says, or the essay says, marriage has rules. Like any institution has rules. So when we go in some institution, we have certain rules there. We have to follow certain rules to like do our job, to perform our action. So suppose if you are like a CEO, then if you are like branch manager, if you are any so a post holder, you have to follow or you have to abide by the certain rules. Similarly, when you are engaged in married life, you have to follow the certain rules so established by the society. So such rules are not established by you people, or such rules are not established by those two people who so engaged with each other, like husband and wife here, as you can see. So husband or wife ले चाहिँ त्यस्ता रुल्सहरू establish गर्दैनन्. So who establishes those rules? Society establishes those rules, or those rules are like rules for granted when you are married, so you are supposed to follow that rules. So marriage establishes soft boundaries in your life. Marriage so affects the partners who engage with each other by establishing soft boundaries. Means marriage provides certain rules how to behave after their married life. Okay, so let's move ahead. This is how marriage is an institution, because it has certain rules like an institution has, and it is based on give and take. So a concept. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now next, married couples are heirs to vast system of understood principles. Now heirs means possessors, they are inheritors. When you are married, you carry the rules, understood principles, you act, you speak, you have that kind of body language, you have that kind of social culture, which are generally understood principles. Means okay, so हाम्रो सोसाइटीमा के हुन्छ भने आफ्टर म्यारिज भइसकेपछि होइन, you are supposed to act in certain way. You cannot act in a very crazy, in a very mad way. एउटा प्रिन्सिपल हुन्छ, certain principles are established and you have to act, you have to follow those principles. So you are the carriers of those principles, those values, those norms. And when your children so will be married, you have to pass those values to your children. This is how customs, norms, generally they are passed from one generation to another generation. यस्तै गरी हाम्रो सोसाइटीको कल्चर्सहरू पनि पास भइरहेको हुन्छन्. Our forefathers, they married, then so their children got married, then now we will get married, after we get married, and we keep on carrying the cultures, tradition, values, norms of our society from one generation to another generation through the system called marriage. त्यो एउटा सिस्टम हुन्छ र त्यो सिस्टमलाई नै हामी के भन्छौँ त, म्यारिज भनेर चिन्छौँ. ओके, सो मुभिङ अहेड नाउ, अगाडि के भन्छन् त उनले, provides structure to their lives. म्यारिजले के गर्छ त, when you are married, it provides structure to your life. बिफोर म्यारिज के हुन्छ त होइन, अब मान्छेमा त्यो पिपल डु नट ह्याभ द्याट काइन्ड अफ सिरियसनेस होइन, दे ह्याभ काइन्ड अफ सो अनस्ट्रक्चर्ड लाइफ. दे मे ह्याभ लाइक 150 गर्लफ्रेन्ड्स हुने, बोयफ्रेन्ड्स हुने, देयर रिलेसनसिप इज नट क्वाइट सिरियस होइन, तिनीहरूको रिलेसनसिप त्यस्तो सिरियस हुँदैन, दे डोन्ट ह्याभ नो सिरियस रिलेसनसिप होइन, एन्ड दे डोन्ट ह्याभ लाइक सेभिङ्स, उनीहरूको चाहिँ सेभिङ्स गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने आइडिया हुँदैन, उनीहरूको चाहिँ फाइनेन्सियल सेक्युरिटी, वाट इज फाइनेन्सियल सेक्युरिटी भन्ने कुरा आइडिया हुँदैन, अनि त्यसपछि वाट इज सोसल लाइफ भन्ने कुरा आइडिया हुँदैन, त्यसपछि वाट इज स्टेटस इन सोसाइटी भन्ने कुराको आइडिया हुँदैन उनीहरूलाई बिफोर म्यारिज है. So marriage हुनुभन्दा अगाडि we don't have this kind of worriness about our life. But when we are married, we are so bound in a structure. हामी एउटा स्ट्रक्चरमा we have to act in that structure. So now next one is establishes legitimate boundaries. So what we can do, what we cannot do भन्ने कुराको legitimate एउटा के हुन्छ त boundary establish गर्छ कसले त म्यारिजले. So this is your boundary, this is your life, this is your social life, you cannot so cross this boundary होइन. अब तिमीले वा तपाईँले चाहिँ यो बााउन्ड्री क्रस गर्न पाउनुहुन्न. म्यारिज भन्दा अगाडि त यु मे हेभ लाइक मेनी गर्लफ्रेन्ड्स होइन, यु मे गो टु हियर एन्ड दियर, तपाईँ रत्न पार्क जान सक्नुहुन्छ वा तपाईँ अन्य ठाउँमा पनि होइन जान सक्नुहुन्छ. बट आफ्टर म्यारिज के हुन्छ त, यु हेभ टु अबाइड बाई द रुल्स. तपाईँले आफ्नो वाइफलाई लभ केयर माया गर्नुपर्छ. यु हेभ टु लिसन योर वाइफ, यु हेभ टु लिसन वाट so your family members say, you have to listen what your community members say. So legitimate boundary हुन्छ एउटा बााउन्ड्री हुन्छ र भन्छ ए बेटा यो बााउन्ड्री भन्दा पर नजानु, यो बााउन्ड्रीमै तैँले बिहेभ गर्नु भन्ने एउटा के हुन्छ त सोसाइटीले नर्म्स क्रिएट गर्छ. र त्यो नर्म्स कसरी क्रिएट हुन्छ त, बाई डिफल्ट तपाईँ चाहिँ म्यारिड भइसकेपछि त्यो सोसाइटीले क्रिएट गर्ने हो. ओके. So now look at here next, the says अथवा argues it restrains भनेको. अब what is the meaning of restraints? The meaning of restraints means controls, restricts गर्छ. के restrict गर्छ त होइन, what does marriage restrict? So it restrains their otherwise uncontrollable impulses. Okay. हाम्रो के हुन्छ त होइन, ह्युमन बिङ्स दे हेभ अनकन्ट्रोलेबल इम्पल्सेस, कन्ट्रोल गर्न नसकिने इम्पल्सेसहरू, इमोसन्सहरू. सो आफ्टर म्यारिज होइन यु आर कन्ट्रोल्ड. बिफोर म्यारिज के हुन्छ त होइन, यु मे इन्जोय लाइक सो ड्रिङ्किङ पार्टी विथ यर फ्रेन्ड्स, तपाईँ आफ्नो फ्रेन्डसँग ड्रिङ्किङ पार्टी इन्जोय गर्न सक्नुहुन्छ वा गर्नुहुन्छ नि त म्यारिजभन्दा अगाडि त होइन. बट आफ्टर म्यारिज यु क्यान नट डु द्याट. अब बिफोर म्यारिज होइन यु क्यान ह्याभ लाइक मल्टिपल गर्लफ्रेन्ड्स, तपाईँको गर्लफ्रेन्ड्स होलान् होइन, यताउता घुम्न जानुहुन्छ होला, खर्च गर्नुहुन्छ होला, अरू जस्तै होइन कपडामा खर्च गर्नुहुन्छ होला, अनि त्यसपछि गर्लफ्रेन्ड्समा खर्च गर्नुहुन्छ, अनि त्यसपछि ओके बाइकमा खर्च गर्नुहुन्छ, अनि त्यसपछि सपिङमा खर्च गर्नुहुन्छ होइन, एकभन्दा बढी गर्लफ्रेन्डलाई सपिङ गर्न लाग्नुहुन्छ. यु डोन्ट केयर अबाउट वाट, यु डोन्ट केयर अबाउट सेभिङ्स, यु डोन्ट केयर अबाउट योर अनकन्ट्रोलेबल इम्पल्सेस. कन्ट्रोल गर्नुहुन्न नि त होइन, जसलाई मन पर्यो एउटा गर्लफ्रेन्डलाई सामान किन्ने, अर्को गर्लफ्रेन्डलाई सामान किन्ने. सो म्यारिजले के गर्छ, त्यस्तो अनकन्ट्रोलेबल इम्पल्सेसमा रेस्ट्रेन्ट्स, इट रेस्ट्रिक्ट्स के, यसले के गर्छ त बन्देज लगाउँछ. नो यु क्यान नट डु दिस, यु हेभ टु वरी अबाउट योर लाइफ, यु हेभ टु वरी अबाउट योर करियर फ्युचर भन्ने कुरा, यु हेभ टु वरी अबाउट योर सेक्युरिटी भन्ने कुरा. सो I would like to read here, by forcing a man to attach himself forever to the same woman होइन, marriage assigns a strictly definite object. म्यारिजले के गर्छ त होइन, strictly definite object. Okay, you have to stick to this woman, you have to make your life and your wife's life better, you have to make your family life better भन्ने कुरा marriage teaches us है. So this is what we learn. Now look at here, this determination is what forms the state of moral equilibrium. Now what happens, we are morally guided when we are married person, from which the husband benefits. Now who benefits from here? Husband benefits because marriage controls his uncontrollable impulses. Being unable to seek other satisfactions than those permitted without transgressing his duty, he restricts his desires to them. So now look at here, before marriage a person, a male may have, as I have already said, lot of girlfriends and many girlfriends, more than one. So he may not have been like a very ethical or moral person, but after marriage he should be ethical and moral to his wife. Okay, so this is what one has to do. यही कुरा के त गर्नुपर्छ भनेर भन्छ. Okay, so we will move ahead. Okay, so let's move ahead now. Unmarried cohabitation, anti-marriage sentiments. Now look at here, what is the culture now? The modern culture is unmarried cohabitation. The essay says that modern time, people in modern time, they are living together. They are having what kind of relationship? Living together. So unmarried cohabitation. Cohabitation means to live together. And how to live together without getting married? If you are living together without getting married, then that is called unmarried cohabitation. Okay. So anti-marriage sentiments, and these kind of modern cultures, they are anti-marriage sentiments, because if you are living together without getting married, then this is a kind of anti-society kind of thing. You cannot bring that kind of harmony, you cannot bring that kind of structure in society if you yourself do not follow the values and norms of society, preconceived norms and values of society. How can you make your juniors to follow that? तपाईँले आफ्नो जुनियर्सलाई भोलि होइन के भनेर सम्झाउनुहुन्छ त? होइन तपाईँले जसरी बसिराख्नु भएको छ त्यसरी बस्ने, तपाईँले जसरी लाइफ स्पेन्ड गरिराख्नु भएको छ त्यसरी गर्ने कि? सो freedom from the rules of marriage. Many people argue that living together provides, or unmarried cohabitation provides freedom from the rules of marriage. अब म्यारिजमा के हुन्छ त होइन, लट अफ रुल्स, वी आर बाउन्ड बाई लट अफ रुल्स. अब यो गर्नुपर्छ त्यो गर्नुपर्छ भनेर भन्छ नि त होइन. सो यसको लागि सोच्नुपर्छ, हामीले उसको लागि सोच्नुपर्छ, यस्तो गर्नुहुन्न उस्तो गर्नुहुन्न, वी हेभ टु अलवेज वरी अबाउट फ्यामिली रुल्स, त्यो हो यो हो भन्ने कुरा. बट if we just simply live together, we do not have to worry so much about our partner, हाम्रो पार्टनरको बारेमा, हाम्रो पार्टनरको फ्यामिलीको बारेमा, what then how we should behave भन्ने कुरामा हामीले त्यस्तो वरी गर्नु पर्दैन. विच मोडर्न पिपल होइन, मेनी अफ मोडर्न पिपल फलो. अहिले त धेरै मान्छेले यो गर्छ नि त लिभिङ टुगेदर. बट दिस इज अ काइन्ड अफ एन्टी म्यारिज सेन्टिमेन्ट भनेर अथर आर्ग्युज हियर. However, married spouses have a pattern to follow. Why? Because married spouses, married couple ले त एउटा pattern follow गर्नुपर्छ सोसाइटीमा. म्यारिड भइसकेपछि होइन तिमीले चाहिँ मल्टिपल अफेयर्स गर्न त होइन, यु क्यानट डु द्याट. यु क्यानट सो ह्याभ मल्टिपल अफेयर्स विथ यर बोय फ्रेन्ड्स एन्ड गर्ल फ्रेन्ड्स. इफ यु आर अ वुमन होइन, यु क्यानट किप मल्टिपल अफेयर्स except your husband. So you have to follow certain values, you have to follow certain behaviors. Okay, so this is how these kind of modern cultures are basically anti-marriage sentiments. Okay, so let's move ahead. नेक्स्ट वान सोसल अट्याचमेन्ट्स. अब यहाँ हेर्नुहोस् है, सोसल अट्याचमेन्टको कुरा गर्छन् अत्रले. सो वाट हि टक्स हियर, कोह्याबिटिङ कपल. अहिलेको के हुन्छ त सोसल अट्याचमेन्ट भनेको निब्बा निब्बी रिलेसनसिप हुन्छ नि त. 2 दिनको रिलेसनसिप हुन्छ, निब्बा हुन्छ, एउटा निब्बी हुन्छ होइन. 8 क्लास पास गरेको हुँदैन, 9 क्लास पास गरेको हुँदैन, मेरो जानु मेरो बाबु खाना खायो भनेर भनिरहेको हुन्छ नि त. सो दिस काइन्ड अफ रिलेसनसिप इज कल निब्बा निब्बी रिलेसनसिप, अथवा होइन okay nibbi nibba relationship. So these kind of relationship, they do not last for the long time. धेरै लामो समय यस्ता रिलेसनसिप टिक्दैनन्, निब्बा निब्बी रिलेसनसिप है. सो these are the problems for actually the guided society, structured society, harmonious society. But married couple, they are actually the carriers of social values. They are actually the those brand ambassadors for social values. So तपाईले के भन्नु छ, do you like to look like this couple, this couple, or this couple है? तपाईले यस्तो couple जस्तो भन्नु छ वा यस्तो भन्नु छ? It depends on you, or it depends to you. Okay, so now look at here. अब के हुन्छ त, द डिफरेन्स बिट्विन अनम्यारिड कोह्याबिटेसन एन्ड म्यारिड कोह्याबिटेसन. तपाईँले चाहिँ बिहे नगरेर बस्नु भएको छ भने होइन, लिभिङ टुगेदरको के त लिभिङ टुगेदरको चाहिँ लाइफस्टाइल कस्तो हुन्छ त, र चाहिँ एउटा म्यारिडको लाइफस्टाइल कस्तो हुन्छ भन्ने कुरामा डिफरेन्स गर्दाखेरि, जस्तै है, इफ यु आर लिभिङ टुगेदर देन यु डोन्ट ह्याभ एनी कमिटमेन्ट्स टु फुलफिल. तपाईँले पार्टनरलाई कमिटमेन्ट गर्नु र फुलफिल गर्नुपर्ने कुनै जरुरी हुँदैन. यु डोन्ट ह्याभ द्याट अब्लिगेसन भन्छ नि त, यही गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने. बट इफ यु आर म्यारिड यु ह्याभ अब्लिगेसन टु सो फुलफिल. देन इफ यु आर लिभिङ टुगेदर यु डोन्ट ह्याभ सेन्स अफ एनी बिलोङ्गिङनेस. अब म यसैको लागि हुँ होइन, दिस इज माई लाइफ, हि इज माई लाइफ होइन, सी इज माई लाइफ भन्ने बिलोङ्गिङनेस हुँदैन. अब सिम्पली टाइम पास गर्ने हो होइन, भोलि जुनसुकै अर्को आयो भने छोडिदिँदा के हुन्छ र भन्ने हुन्छ नि त. सो दिस इज वाट वी डु. ओके, देन नेक्स्ट थिङ, नो सेन्स अफ रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटी. तपाईँकोमा त्यो रेस्पोन्सिबिलिटीको सेन्स पनि हुँदैन. when you are living together होइन, you are not responsible person. Then similarly no help in the times of need. तपाईँलाई चाहिँ टाइम्स अफ निड कुनै आवश्यकता पर्यो भने के हुन्छ त, you don't have anyone, जस्तै फादर इन ल. अब म्यारिड कपल हो भने त अब तपाईँहरूको इनलज होलान् होइन, त्यसपछि वाइफको रिलेटिभ्सहरू होलान्, वाइफलाई हेल्प चाहियो भने तपाईँको रिलेटिभ्सहरू होलान्. सो म्यारिडमा के हुन्छ, यु हेभ मेनी मोर रिलेटिभ्स टु हेल्प इच अदर तपाईँलाई हेल्प गर्ने रिलेटिभ्सहरू हुन्छन् बट इफ यु आर नट म्यारिड होइन इफ यु आर जस्ट लिभिङ टुगेदर यु डोन्ट ह्याभ एनी वान तपाईँको को हो र त कसलाई होइन होम डु यु सिक फर द हेल्प तपाईँले हेल्प कसलाई माग्ने त भन्ने कुरा हो नि त होम डु यु सिक फर द हेल्प ओके so now next one, suppose if you are unmarried, right? Then how will you be able to introduce your partner in some gathering, social celebration? मा तपाईं जानुभयो अनि आफ्नो पार्टनरले कसरी इन्ट्रोड्युस गर्ने so I would like you to meet my what meet my wife भन्नुहुन्न no you cannot say that if you are not married होइन so I would like you to meet my who so तपाईँले you cannot complete this sentence यो sentence तपाईँ complete गर्न पाउनुहुन्न because you are not married I would like you to meet my what XYZ को हो त त्यो wife त होइन the lack of a code for such partner clearly indicates how little such relationships are governed by convention. So living together kind of relationship they are not governed by rules, conventions, values. उनीहरुमा कुनै त्यस्तो rules, commitment, responsibility, belongingness हुँदैन. So please take note of these things. यो कुराहरुको तपाई चाहिँ नोट गर्नु होला है. So we may say that such a relationship is not an institution त्यसैले यस्तो relationshipमा living together while living together अथवा unmarried cohabitation is not an institution because it does not have any commitments belongingness responsibility need okay help in needy time but marriage is an institution because marriage functions like an institution in an institution we have like duty to fulfill we have commitments to fulfill we have responsibility to do as our so postage us to do we have like we get help from our so co-workers we get help our from our partners or friends working together with us in an office or in an organization but अब unmarried cohabitation मा त तपाईको नाताहरु हुँदैन नि त कोसँग हेल्प माग्नुहुन्छ okay so these are the things that differentiate marriage from unmarried cohabitation so the writer wants to justify why marriage is a good thing किन म्यारिड एउटा राम्रो कुरा हो र किन म्यारिडले एउटा चाहिँ सोसाइटीमा नर्म्स क्रिएट गरेको हुन्छ डिसिप्लिन क्रिएट गरेको हुन्छ ओके सो लेट्स मुभ अहेड now marriage is a form of capitalism also the author says that marriage is also a form of capitalism marriage चाहिँ capitalism means basically here try to get as money पैसा wealth हैन कसरी चाहिँ म्यारिज एउटा wealth हो कसरी म्यारिज एउटा चाहिँ हैन materialistic कुरा हो because when you are married as you can see here in the picture you have many more relatives I know established fupa auntie fupu धेरै हुन्छन् अब brother in law sister in law हैन in laws you have got lot of in laws so you have got new relations हैन you have got new relatives and during the time of need during the time of emergency during the time of crisis actually you are these new relatives are the one whom you go for seeking the help तपाईं यिनीहरुलाई नै हेल्प माग्नुहुन्छ कि हैन if you are financially so uh, if you need financial help and if you need social help if you need other kind of emotional support you need these people so social capital marriage is what kind of capital social capital भनेको पैसा मात्र हैन मनी त्यो नट क्यापिटल नट इन दैट सेन्स त्यो सेन्समा क्यापिटल भनेको हैन क्यापिटल इन अ सेन्स दैट हैन तपाईको रिलेशनशिप ग्रो हुन्छ तपाईको हेल्प आउने धेरै चाहिँ वेजहरु के हुन्छ त खुल्छ so you have like extensive networks of individuals right linked by the bonds of trustworthiness and trust okay so के हुन्छ त अब तपाई you have the like plethora of networks तपाई धेरै ठूलो नेटवर्कमा बाँधिनुहुन्छ you will be connected to a large network of relationship and they will trust you because you have been connected to their blood by some way like कसैको सिस्टर नाता पर्ला कसैको छोरी कसैको भतिजी फुपू हैन so you have been connected to the large so network of relationship through the blood connected to them so you have the high probability to get help assistance during the time of need okay so let's move ahead this is how marriage is a form of social capital do not forget it please enduring nature of kinship obligations अब के हुन्छ त किनशिप अब्लिगेसन हुन्छ तपाईले के काम गर्नु पर्यो हैन के हुन्छ त त्यो बेलामा के ओके यु मे नीड हेल्प चाहिएको होला कुनै चाहिँ त्यो बेलामा कसले त अब्लिगेशन्स तपाईको चाहिँ फादर इन लजहरु वा मदर इन लजहरु आउलान् हैन सहयोग गर्लान् सो इन टाइम्स अफ नीड वन मे कल अपन रिलेटिभ्स एन्ड एक्सपेक्ट असिस्टेन्स as I have already discussed, when we will need in our married life, then whom do we go to seek help? We go to our in-laws. हामी आफ्नो in-laws मै त जाने हो नि त, होइन कि मलाई यसरी सहयोग गर्नुहोस्. So this is how we need married life. This is how married life is a kind of a must life in after one phase of your life. तपाईँको one phase एउटा certain phase मा पछि चाहिँ you need to have like a marriage, you need to be married guy भनेर तपाईँ चाहिँ बिहे गर्नुहोस् भन्न खोजेको. बिहेले सिर्फ चाहिँ तपाईँको है फिजिकल डिजायर पुरा गर्नको लागि होइन. Marriage is a kind of process. Marriage is a kind of system which carries the social values, structure, social life continuously. Okay, so let's move ahead. Now further, the marriage of the institution of marriage is an individual asset. So the author says how marriage is an individual asset. Asset means, now look at here again, property, wealth. कसरी चाहिँ एउटा इन्डिभिजुअलको प्रोपर्टी हो, वेल्थ हो म्यारिज है. So here to justify this point, the author brings like 6 dimensions that define normative marriage in America. So in America, what is a normative marriage? Normative marriage is defined by how many dimensions? 6 dimensions. अमेरिकामा चाहिँ नर्मेटिभ म्यारिज एउटा चाहिँ नर्मल म्यारिज भनेको के हो भन्ने कुरा 6 वटा चाहिँ प्रिन्सिपलले डिफाइन गर्छ रे. प्लिज टेक नोट अफ दिज 6 प्रिन्सिपल्स. यो 6 वटा प्रिन्सिपल्सको नोट गर्नु होला है. पहिलो, व्हाई म्यारिज इज एन इन्डिभिजुअल प्रपर्टी वेल्थ क्यापिटल भन्दाखेरि म्यारिजेस आर इन्टर्ड भोलेन्ट्रीली हैन. एउटा नर्मल म्यारिज के हो त? भोलेन्ट्रीली. तपाईं you do not get under someone's so force. You are not compelled, you are not so forced by somebody to get married. You are free. So you choose to get married to somebody with your volunteer wish हैन. तपाईं आफ्नो विशले गर्ने हो म्यारिज, अरूको चाहिँ प्रेसरमा आएर होइन नि त. सो म्यारिजको एउटा नर्मल म्यारिजको फर्स्ट प्रिन्सिपल क्यारेक्टर यो हो. सेकेन्ड, you are mature when you are going to marry, or when you have decided to marry. You have to be mature or you need to be mature. तपाईं म्याच्योर हुनुपर्छ, वा generally it is supposed that you have become physically and mentally okay adult. तपाईं एडल्ट भइसक्नुभयो, म्याच्योर भइसक्नुभयो भन्ने कुरा के गरिन्छ त? अज्युम गरिन्छ. नट ओन्ली फिजिकली, मेन्टली अल्सो. थर्ड क्यारेक्टर अफ अ नर्मल म्यारिज इज हेटेरोसेक्सुअल एडल्ट्स. हाम्रो एउटा ट्रेडिसनल कन्सेप्ट हो हुन त यो. हेटेरोसेक्सुअल मिन्स इफ यु आर बोय, अफ कोर्स यु विल म्यारी अ गर्ल हैन. एउटा नर्मल म्यारिजको यो हो. If you are a girl, of course you will marry with a boy. But nowadays the society has changed, so it will not be applied. It may not be applied in some societies, because even a boy can marry boy and girl can marry girl, and in many different developed countries this has been so authorized by even constitution or law also. So then fourth character of a normal marriage is who will be the principal. Principal means prime basic earner. Okay, basic caretaker of prime caretaker of family will be the husband. Husband will be the prime caretaker of family in a normal marriage. हाम्रो सोसाइटीमा पनि त त्यही हो नि त, हस्बेन्ड हुनुपर्छ भनेर अज्युम गरिन्छ. सो प्राइम अर्नर्स, घरमा कमाएर ल्याउने को त? हस्बेन्ड. Okay. Then sixth principle finally is both partners will be sexually faithful. हैन. अब you cannot go to रत्न पार्क. अब रत्न पार्क गएर हैन, थमेल गएर आफ्नो चाहिँ चिट गर्ने, म्यारी आफ्नो वाइफलाई, आफ्नो हस्बेन्डलाई, you cannot do that है. तपाईं चाहिँ त्यो काम गर्न सक्नुहुन्न भन्ने कुरा भन्न खोजेको यहाँ. You need to be sexually faithful हैन. You need to be dedicate yourself to your husband and your wife है. So and so that you will become a good parent. र तपाईं एउटा राम्रो प्यारेन्ट्स हुनुस् भन्ने चाहिँ के गरिन्छ त? एक्सपेक्ट अथवा एज्युम गरिन्छ फ्युचरमा है. So these are the 6 principles that you have to take care of. तपाईले यो प्रिन्सिपल्सहरुको चाहिँ राम्रोसँग केयर गर्नु होला. What are the 6 principles of a normal marriage in American society भनेर सोध्यो भने यो प्रिन्सिपल्सहरुलाई प्लिज रिमेम्बर these things है. Okay, so let's move ahead. फाइनली है, अब के हुन्छ त? एउटा नर्मल म्यारिजमा, नर्मेटिभ म्यारिज इज अ फर्म अफ सोशल कन्ट्रोल है. यु आर कन्ट्रोल्ड सोशली. मैले भने नि बिहे भइसक्थे के हुन्छ त? उरी बाबा पकड लिया रे भन्छ नि त यहाँ हैन. यु क्यान नट ह्याभ मल्टिपल अफेयर्स है बाबुहरु. मल्टिपल अफेयर्स नराख्नु होला बिहे भइसक्थी. एज द पिक्चर सजेस्ट हेर्नुस् त के हुन्छ त? वाइफ शुड कन्ट्रोल हर हस्बेन्ड हैन. वाइफले आफ्नो हस्बेन्डलाई कन्ट्रोल गर्नुपर्छ. सी शुड okay make him follow according to her wishes, so that he will not be digressed by his dreams, goals, अथवा his activities, अथवा so he will not be digress from his goals, from his ambitions, from his career भन्नुपर्छ. So this is how this essay ends, and I hope that you are clear now, and I hope that you have understood now. And please, if you like my lecture, so do not forget to subscribe my channel, and do not forget to share this video so to your friends, because this motivates me and this motivates a teacher who is working day and night. So please do that and pass your comments also. Okay, so this much for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. We'll meet shortly. Thank you.